My bad, y'all. So I got all this technology. I got all this technology now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay. I was about to say we might have to run it back. But yeah, though, shout out to everybody. Grand Risings. You know what I mean? VC Realm, District 120, True Self 7, SW. SW, did I see you on Doggy Diamonds yesterday? Wise You, Felix Almanzar, Knowledge Born, 793rd, Edward Green, Shaquem, Robbie. You know, it's funny that you said, that y'all brought up the Hotep stuff, because, you know, I was thinking today, West Coast Wise, I was thinking today about the opportunity when I probably was supposed to be Hotep, right? But I ain't know that I was supposed to be Hotep. Yeah. It happened, listen, this was like maybe my first experience with a little bit of, you know, hyper-aggression, masculinity from a woman. You know what I'm saying? And I never understood it because it wasn't like I didn't see myself as being a jerk in a situation. Like this is how the situation goes down. There's a girl in my high school, right? She's in my gym class, right? So every day, just like almost every day, right? Whoever's on the court, I tell them, look, I could beat you with her. Get whoever you want. Yo, my G, I'm not saying we was Jordan and Pippen. I'm not saying that we was LeBron and Wade. But son, we never lost in that gym. we never lost, right? Like, she was my people and shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, you know, I call her on the phone now, but you know, whenever I seen that school, I see her in the or whatever, we was like, cool. So one day, I come in and shit to the gym and shit, but whatever reason, you know, I'm not boiling this shit. You know what I mean? So I'm talking to my people over there, and I can't even, you know, it's like I'm not really paying attention. It's, you know, she said something to me like, yo, I'll play you right now or something. So when she says it's like, yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really thinking about it. So I go back to my conversation, and she's like, yeah, what, you scared? Does it? Yeah, she said, you know what I mean? So now I'm like, yeah, you know, like, yo, calm down, man. This is.
Peace.
You know, I'm thinking, calm down. You know, this is in front of the brothers. You know what I'm saying? This is.
I'm sorry, man.
So, yo, she keeps talking. Now she starts talking cash shit. Like, yeah, that's right. You better look over there and shit, because you know you don't want none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll bust your ass out here, and you know it. Just like the way she's talking. You know what I'm saying? She's going in on me, son. And my 16-year-old ego. She's going in on me, right? So, she's already doing bad enough.
Okay, God.
But you know what's going to happen like clockwork in that situation.
Okay, God. Yeah, appreciate it, God. I'm in the class right now. Yeah. I'm in the class.
So the brothers start saying, oh man, she calling you out? You gonna let her do that, man? Like that? Oh man, say she called you out, saying, I heard that, So now I'm like, damn, son, I can't, you know, like I said, I ain't even come, I wasn't even gonna play today, G. You know what I'm saying? But she's talking, she got the ball right there. The empty court is right here. So as I'm walking onto the court, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's laughing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I determined at that point that I'm a beater. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, see now, when we in the gym class, right, especially in the beginning, after a while, dudes catch on. But they don't know she nice. See what I'm saying? I know she can play, right? So it's like, damn, gee, I cannot let her beat me. Like, look at, you know, I'm towards the top of the heap in this social structure. You know what I'm saying? She cannot beat me. So, you know, she's still talking as we go into the court and everything. So, you know, by the time we get to the what's the name, it's like, listen, we just two basketball players. This is not, I'm not playing a girl. We just two basketball players. You know what I mean? So, I play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I roll hard to the basket, boxing out, rebounding hard, D'ing up. So, it was like, I don't remember the score, right? But it wasn't close enough for her to have a moral victory. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, yo. So at the time, you know, gym class was over. I left. You know what I'm saying? So when I got to the lunchroom, everybody was like, yo, son, you mad foul. Yo, son, I heard you was doing this, man. Yo, you was motherfucking, you was posting her up and shit. Why you did that and shit? So I'm looking at them like, the fuck are y'all talking about? I can't even. I realize now, I'm supposed to let her win. I was just thinking about that earlier today. If it was now, I don't know why. I don't know if I've grown that much. I don't know if I've grown that much. You know what I'm saying? To just let her win. Because I'm telling you, I never would have heard the end of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially the way you're talking.
I would have had to put that in my book of life. That'd have been some shit like, look, it would be people, see, I'd be on here building, it'd be motherfuckers like, yo, but you know this girl busts his ass in the court. Y'all would have listened to him on the internet, man, but you know this girl busts his ass in the court. Yeah, I was there in high school, man, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was like, damn, you know, but, what could you do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, back in the days, see, look, even you saying it, I could have let her, I could have beat her, but not so bad, but son, I couldn't let her get like 28. Like, if we got point game and we battling back and forth, nah, son, I can't have Yeah, exactly.
Especially she was talking crazy.
Yeah. And you know, we was like cool, but like after that,
Shit was different.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we played a couple more games against people, but yeah, that was the same again after that. And I didn't understand because it was like, yo, if you wanted to challenge a man, why make it me? I'm down with you. I just didn't understand where that came from and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm 6'2". I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was no mitigating factors. There was no mitigating factors. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was my first time that I should have been Hotep and I failed. You know what I'm saying? I prepared. I got a little. We're gonna make one round through. We got a little background music now because I wanted to have background music just when I'm kicking it. So I prepared a little.
The price is right.
I prepared a little.
Price is right.
A little loop here. These just some light. These not even beats. These just a little some just put down a few ideas until I flesh it out. But this is gonna be our background music, at least for the day and tomorrow. Alright, so we have our little background. We have our little background sounds. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? See, we got smoked out. We gotta get some background music. We gotta get some background music that's smoked out with fine satisfactory. Smoked out is from a little different generation there. Where they have hip hop culture, but not hip hop music. And that's, the culture is developed, it's grown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, now we mostly here, of course, we gotta start out by saying peace to our brother, Infinite Al-Jamon.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? That, he returned to the essence, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I really, from the time I heard he was in the hospital, he got a bracelet that he made for me. I'm just waiting for him to come out the hospital. I'm not even thinking it's that serious, man. But once again, you see, you got a lot of people that is always trying to usurp people. A lot of people always trying to push other people to the side, and you trying to be the big man on campus. Now look, this, I don't want to sound cold, but, for all y'all Mr. Big Bads and Miss Big Bads out there too, spots is opening up. We talking about people that, actually, was doing the things that make this nation go. See, Infinite Al-Jamon always made sure it was civilization, organized civilization classes in his midst. Rather, it was in the law school in Medina. Rather, not just this one. The ones that was before that, Rather was just around his way in the projects, you know what I'm saying? And, he never got caught up in, we're gonna come around and, I'm gonna just speak with brothers that, got the knowledge with me. You know what I'm saying? He was somebody that, always dealt with the young, you know what I'm saying? And some of the people that, he wasn't a glory seeker, so some of the people that you see around running their mouth, believe it or not, they first was around Al-Jamon. They didn't get the knowledge from him. He was the one that gave them lessons or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But, definitely live forever to, Infinite Al-Jamon, and shout out to his human family, you know what I'm saying? Because, me myself, I just went through that, so I know where they at right now, you know what I'm saying? But, peace to the God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, we here today, we got the God. So we're gonna have, right now, we at the point in the guy's education where he's going to start getting the history, you know what I'm saying? You got to start getting the history of the people, right, that's involved with 120. Because their history and their story, right, the things they've been through tell you a little something about the where the lessons came from, you know what I mean, what their experiences was, you see what I mean? So, different things, like for instance, one of the things you're going to learn today is about, well actually, we read through it before, but we're going to read through it again with all these people, you know what I'm saying? was about Allah's military service. You see what I'm saying? And because of his experiences in the military and knowing what the front lines was, that was, you know, the main reason, you know, knowing that, you know, he's teaching children, you know, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, there's, you know, guys that's 20, but this guy's just 8 and 9 too. You see what I mean? So, you know, knowing what the front lines of war is like firsthand, he's not putting us on this militant footing that, you know, go out and attack the government. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's, you know, somebody, I had an opportunity as a guy, he was talking, you know, I hate to get into it with these people, but this guy, he was talking a little bit crazy, and it's like, yeah, you talking all this militant shit. See, first of all, I don't know where everybody else was at. You talking all this militant shit, nigga, it's a precinct in every fucking neighborhood. Fuck you telling me for? If you so bad, take your ass down to the precinct and start fighting.
Yeah.
Fuck you came to get me for? You so militant that you come in to fight me about not being militant.
Wow.
And see, let me tell you something about motherfuckers that do that. A lot of motherfuckers thought that. People call Allah Uncle Tom, people call us Uncle Toms. But guess what? As militant as they was, whatever they rep is wherever they came from. Once they got fed up and it was time, they wasn't as tough as us. And that's why we here and they not. So, but we wise though. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, the reason why we do things is based on knowledge and wisdom. So this right here, this is from the Office of Cultural Management. You know what I'm saying? This is a good example of, remember the time a couple times I mentioned that on here that, you know, the story about one time I came into school and Firstborn Prince was like, you know, listen, there's things, there's knowledge that they keeping from us. So at the time when he said, you know, whatever game you found out, you know, let me do something else and then I'll come back to that game. You know what I'm saying? So, this is an example, right, of how what he said is right? Because, you know, this is a particular history that they drew up. You know, Allah, you justice, and the rest of the brothers in the Office of Cultural Management, you know, this was a kind of manual for, you know, because a lot of times, you know, especially in the different penitentiaries or whatever, people got poor knowledge in it. You know what I'm saying? So in order to be able to organize things and give people a chance to be born alive, you know what I'm saying, they put together this facilitator's manual so that, you know, there would be somebody at least with the proper knowledge that could be teaching the other brothers, you know what I'm saying? So I've been seeing this, right? So when I first saw it, I was like, wow, this is, you know, I need this for the class, you know. Like, yeah, I get you. It's, you know, to them it's like, nah, it's not for you. It's for people that don't know. What do you mean it's not for me? Yeah, so I ended up getting left out. A lot of things when people be thinking, you know, oh yeah, now we gotta tell Doug. Nah, maybe that's what happened with the stakeholders. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate,
you can. Yo, come out here, man. These cats want you to open up the door, man. Well, I don't work yet. Suppose I wasn't here.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and read this off real quick, and then I gotta take a little break, and then we'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll throw on some of the music for that time while I'm out. But for people that want to have a little better idea, right, about who Allah was and what his history is, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out to Allah Justice, Allah Mathematics, and the brothers at the Office of Cultural Management. You know, some of y'all, actually, Wise Prince, we're gonna have after this, after the class, we're gonna have a Peon report. We have an update on the Strong Proof. We have an update on what's going on with the yard guarding, and we have an update on the wave that we gonna get into a little. You know, listen, SW, SW. I didn't know he was involved with the wave over there, but see, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. People ain't really look. I'm about to clarify something. But let's do it first things first, right? All right, listen. Yo. Okay. Huh? Okay, on February 22nd, 1928, Allah was born as Clarence Edward Smith in Danville, Pittsville County, Virginia. Allah. Whew. We in the G building tonight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Welcome. You ever been to the real G building? That's how it is, man. You try to talk to your person. You know what I'm saying? And people is just, you know what I'm saying? So here we go. On February 22nd, 1928, Allah was born as Clarence Edward Smith in Dansville, Pittsville County, Virginia. Allah was the fifth child of 7 from Mary and Louise. Allah's mother moved to New York City in the 1940s to look for better employment. In 1944, Allah moved to New York to join his family. He met Willeen Jowers and had 2 sons named Allah and B. Allah, born in 1949 and 1951. Later on, Allah met a woman named Dora and had 4 children: P. Allah, Perry, C. Allah, Clarence, Debbie, and Christina. Lastly, Allah had a 7th child from an earth named Javasia, who was named after Allah. On October 30th, 1952, Allah was inducted into the Army at the age of 24 as a private first class and fought in the Korean War. He was trained in the arts of Kung Fu, Judo, and Karate. In August of 1954, Allah was discharged from active service and returned home to New York City, on which he was in the Army Reserve until he was honorably discharged from the service September 30th, 1959, completing 8 years in the military. Allah received service medals during his tenure in the military, which consisted of Allah's Service, Korean Service Medal / Bronze Star, Combat Infantry Badge, Presidential Unit Citation in the Republic of Korea. So I guess that was bestowed on him by the Korean president. United Nations Service Medal, National Defense Service Medal. His wife Dora had become a Muslim and entered the Nation of Islam under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In 1960, Allah joined the Nation of Islam Temple number 7 in Harlem, which was headed by Malcolm X. Within the NOI, Allah was given the name Clarence 13X because he was the 13th member who had the name Clarence. Within the NOI, it is taught that the Islamic God Allah came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad and taught his messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who became the leader of the NOI. Elijah Muhammad taught that Fard was God. Within the lessons of the NOI called the Supreme Wisdom, a lesson entitled The Student Enrollment contains 10 questions and answers. The first question asks, who is the original man? And answers stating the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, and God of the universe. Through this lesson, Allah had a supreme revelation that since the lessons, as well as other lessons, state that the black man is God and that God is not a mystery, he realized he himself is the almighty, true, and living God. Therefore, in 1963, Allah started teaching that he is God, which differed from the teachings of Malcolm X under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. This led to Allah leaving the NOI, deserting the name of Clarence 13X, and now being known as Allah until his death in 1969. Out of respect and truth within Allah's revelation, the NGE doesn't refer to Allah as Clarence 13X and strictly stand by this due to history and differences between his teachings and the teachings that is taught within the NOI. After leaving the NOI, Allah took to the streets of Harlem teaching the inner city youth who came from broken homes, gangs, young teens who had low values and self-esteem. He taught them things like what foods were and were not healthy to eat, to stay away from swine and drugs. All the simple things from showering once a day to earning an education so that they can get a job and become productive members of their communities. In 1964, Allah began to establish the foundation for the implementation of his determined idea. In October of 1964, he formulated the body of the 5% nation. These were the first non-born of Mecca: Kareem, Black Messiah, Al-Salam, Al-Jabbar, Prince Allah. Pause. Uhura, Naheem, Bishmi, Akbar, Bilal, aka Jihad, ABG number 7, Al-Jamon, and Kahim. On December 9th, 1964, the first attempt was made to assassinate Allah by a Negro. I laugh every time I pass that one. By a Negro named Carlos, who shot him with a high-powered rifle while he was in the basement of 127th Street in Harlem. On May 31st, 1965, while speaking in front of Hotel Teresa, located at 2097th Avenue, 2 officers attempted to break up the cipher. As a result, a disturbance was brought about. He, along with Old Man Justice, Ibeka, and Young God, who y'all know today as God Supreme, was arrested for unlawful assembly, disorderly conduct, and possession of marijuana. On June 2nd, 1965, at arraignment in criminal court before Judge Francis X. O'Brien, he told the judge that he was wrong for accusing the righteous people, and when offered a lawyer, he told the judge that he was Allah and that he would represent himself. The judge then ordered that he be taken into custody and held on $9,500 bond. On September 23rd, 1965, the judge in Supreme Court, Part 30, ordered him to be placed in the custody of psychiatric unit of Bellevue Hospital for psychiatric evaluation. This was due to him proclaiming himself to be Allah. While in Bellevue, he continued to teach the youth, and as a result, the authorities transferred Allah to Mattawan Psychiatric Center for the Criminally Insane in November of 1965 as a means of separating him from his growing nation. However, his nation continued to grow. It was in 1966 that the first House Parliament was held at Born Allah B, at Allah B's house located at 120th Street and 7th Avenue in New York City. While in Mattawan, the father educated the first Caucasian member of the 5% Nation, named Azriel, Honorable John Kennedy. You know, little known fact, he's that Kennedy. Like not, those Kennedys, Azriel, not just, he's one of them. That's another thing that's always bugged me out, man, in the history. of the 5%. Where we at here? On March 24th, 1967, Allah was released from custody. On March 25th, 1967, he made his first public appearance to the nation in front of the Glamour Inn on 7th Avenue. On April 30th, 1967, our first Universal Parliament was held at Mount Morris Park. Allah worked closely with Mayor John V. Lindsay of New York City and the mayor's associate Barry Goddard. Allah received the Urban League Street Academy, now called a law school in Mecca, at 2122 Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard, New York City, from Mayor Lindsay. In July of 1967, Allah set up a program of classes, and those who passed automatically were enrolled into the college preparation program at Harlem Prep. The headmaster at Harlem Prep was a man named Edward Carpenter. Mr. Carpenter took on the name of God Carp and hung a universal flag inside of his office. In 1967, the universal flag was presented by Universal Shamgar and ordained by Allah as our nation's flag. Early students of Allah's teachings went to Harlem Prep and were taught by famous authors such as historian John Henrik Clarke and Dr. Joseph Benyo Cannon. In 1968, the Enlightener was composed by Dahu, Knowledge God, and Amon Education, and ordained by Allah as the official anthem of our nation. In April of 1968, Martin Luther King was assassinated. Allah and his sons took to the street to help the city stop people from rioting and looting, in which they succeeded. Articles in the New York newspaper surfaced about Allah and the work he and his sons accomplished. On June 13th, 1969, at approximately 4:15 a.m., Allah was assassinated after being shot 7 times by 2 or more assailants in the building of his wife Dora at 21 West 112th Street, New York, New York. Hope y'all had your pens. Hope y'all had your pens. If you didn't know, now you know. So right here, we're going to take a quick little 15-minute break. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to go back.
Pardon me, God. I'm sorry for the disturbance.
So, now's the time, I guess, maybe you might want to go back and, review some of what I read, you know what I'm saying? We'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, I guess we'll turn that up a little bit for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We'll be right back. All right, so where we at? Where we at? I was born on day 2 of a fast. There's people that say that about Al-Salam. I don't know. There's people that say almost everything. Yeah. So I don't know, really right now, the brother is, he's writing down that history. So, he's going to be occupied right now. So we can get into the Peon report. I don't know if y'all want to go. Well, let's deal with that too. We haven't dealt with Happy New Year. We did say Grand Risings in the beginning, right before I told the story of, my first failure at Hotepness. That's in the beginning for anybody. I'm sure 793rd, he always listens from the beginning. So he probably heard that. But yeah, my first failure at being Hotep. But just in terms of that, spring forward so you don't fall back. You know what I'm saying? What that means is, we talking about in the course of a year, right? We talking about in the course of a year, you know what I mean? But it's really in the course of any cycle. That by the time you get to understanding, right, you're supposed to be, you able to see some of, you know what I mean? You already took 2 steps. You know what I mean? Things are supposed to be underway, under progress. If not, right, when it gets to that point in the fall, right? Remember, we really go from knowledge to born. To see when it gets to the summertime, September, and it gets to the fall, you gotta fall back on your cycle, on your cycle. Now, we didn't do the Peon report. I was getting ready to ask y'all, do y'all want to just go straight into the Peon report, or y'all want to, see, really, I need some time. Well, I could do it right here.
What you mean by that?
While we talking, huh?
What you mean by
The Peon report?
that? Well, that, I know Peon, that's like, people say it's like selling Peon. Like an insult.
Yeah, like a peon, that's a person that, you have low socioeconomic, the peasants is peons.
Shit. Yeah, I know it in essence, but what I meant was when you first go on the knowledge to born, and you got to pull back on your shirt.
Yeah, because once it gets to born, it's supposed to be complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
October, November, December.
Yeah, see, really, October, November, and December, you're supposed to be formulating, you're supposed to be predicting the history for the next year. See what I mean? Whatever you did in this year, that wave is supposed to already be coming in. You know what I mean? Or, like I said, that's it in a year, but within any cycle of whatever you're doing. You understand what I mean? By the time you get to a certain point, you're supposed to already see, even if you go to work, you know what I mean? You work your time, you get to the point, you're like, I know what I'm expecting on my check right now. That wave is still coming in, but it's already been established. You understand what I'm saying? And now, you really winding this down, there's nothing you're going to do in December that wasn't already, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you're going to not work for 364 days and then have all these gifts to give your kid on Christmas and shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's the time, like, you know, how many people, if you had a New Year's resolution, right, and you ain't do it by September, and you still gonna do it. You know what I mean? If you are, you're gonna see the progress. You're gonna see where, okay, steps have been taken. So that's why you gotta spring forward so you don't fall back. You see what I'm saying? You know, there's a lot of those sciences. I don't know how many of y'all, you know, y'all go through these months. I don't know how many of y'all heard that one. You know what I'm saying? You know, but like I said, it's in the course, you know, that particular application, that particular reference is to the year. You know what I mean? But that's really dealing with any cycle that you're going through, anything that you're accomplishing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you've been in school 3 months and you don't understand none of what's going on, you're probably not going to understand it at 9 months. You know, at the end of the year or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's showing you that everything is based on the knowledge and wisdom. So if it's based on the knowledge and wisdom, you're supposed to be ready to spring forward now. But you know, it's a pretty simple topic. I don't know if y'all got any questions about that. You know, but we got some things. I mean, we could just talk about it too. I wanted to show y'all listening, because you know I got all this technology. So I don't know. Do y'all want to wait? Do y'all want to wait for me to? Because I don't know how long that's going to take. It could take 15 minutes. It could take an hour. You know what I mean? You know, I could go ahead and do the report now, and then we could come back and get some of the. We can come back and get. And you know, y'all can show, or I could just tell y'all where to find some of this stuff too. You know what I mean? It's up to y'all, man. Type 1 if y'all want to go straight into the Peon report. I forgot my man Divine Truth is in the room. Yeah, you gotta give Divine Truth his flowers on this. Brought the kid back from the graveyard. You outside playing, and your mom's calling you. That sound. Brought the kid back from the graveyard. But so yeah, we're gonna go straight into the Peon report. It appears that, you know, we go straight into the Peon report. So we deal with the simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? The yard, the garden, we about to spark that back off. You know what I'm saying? You know, this year we kind of, you know, we kind of starting our cycle over. You know what I mean? We getting new soil, new pots, everything. We already got some of the seedlings is already growing, you know what I mean? But on top of that, we're going to try to get the yard a little bit more organized. We're going to be replacing, you know, we got the shed in the back where we put the tools at, and we got the little, what's that, like a gazebo with a with the grills and all that.
Yeah.
We're gonna be replacing that. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get Dumar's. We're gonna get Dumar's the fountain that he had. Anybody that had the good fortune of coming around during that time saw when we had a fountain out there in the yard. So we're gonna attempt to get that back going. Which leads into the second aspect here on the Peon report is that the goal is to try to get that together by the goal is to try to get that together by the show and prove, which is looking like a very strong goal right now for all the people out there. I know y'all got to make y'all plans a little bit in advance. The 10th, 11th, and 12th will be the days. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we securing, all of the locations and everything. In terms of both of those things, anybody who wants to, add on, donate to the cause in whatever way, right now, hold on. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you know, when is the time and who's the people that you got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Rome J, if you get a chance, come through. I don't know if you just heard about the yard work that we need to do out there. We actually, I don't know if lightning struck that tree or something, but we got a big branch in the back that fell off the tree somehow. I don't know what's going on. We got to get that off. And like I said, the show and prove, the plans are still in the works, so I don't want to speak too soon, but this is possible that this could be one of the best ones ever. You know what I'm saying? So we got that on the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Now, this last thing, it's not really last. We can report, because what was also supposed to be a part, the people who, we had a preview show last night. So also, even though we already did that, also once again, peace to our brother, Infinite Al-Jamon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no doubt, Rome J. I'm organizing a date. I think it's gonna be in the beginning of April, like maybe the first weekend in April. I'm gonna get out there before the weeds start growing and all that. You just got twice the job. You know what I'm saying? If I go out there and tame it now, and then like I said, we want to get it ready for the show and prove, so that people come. We gotta have the what's the names out there. You know what I'm saying? Also, another reason we got to get it open is because I'm gonna be adding on to the boxing class now. You know what I'm saying? What I'm adding on is we're gonna have art class now. You know what I'm saying? I need to get some easels. I'm gonna just get some easels and put them out front. You know what I mean? I need somebody who could draw real good, that could, do the instructions, give the little kids the little pointers. You know what I mean? And we can have, for the smallest kids, we can have somebody out there doing the face paint. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Because, even with the boxing class, that's what happens a lot of times. People come, or the kids come, we deal with 7 to 19, right? But sometimes a kid comes and they got their little brother or sister with them too. You know what I'm saying? So, to add on to the things that we're doing over here at the school, that's my goal for this year. I've come up with a new metric. I've come up with a new metric to measure my success over here, right? And it's by hours of instruction per day, or per week, really. I right now, you know what I'm saying, the school is open for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's 84 hours. I'm not even going to tell y'all where it's at right now. I'm embarrassed. You know, I'm from the project, so I don't get embarrassed very easily. but yeah, I don't even want to tell y'all. I'll just take the L. But that's my goal, is to increase that. You know, I got a number in my mind. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what that number is. But you know, even with that though, I can't do the whole thing by myself. You know what I mean? Unless y'all start paying. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Now, it's not that pitiful. It's not that pitiful, wise. But it's bad. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm going to attempt to just increase the what's the name time? You know, just instruction time. You know, not hardcore like teaching a class like this, but this time we servicing the community. You understand what I mean? Like, there's other things I could do, you know what I'm saying? Like, people could take OSHA classes or GED class. It could be, you understand what I mean? But it's instruction. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, add that on in the Peon report, because, you know, I don't want to be making all these moves and only telling the stakeholders. You know what I'm saying? So add that on. And the last thing, you know, SW, you still in the room? Smoked Hour, yeah. I mean, we might end up doing that. You know what I'm saying? A GoFundMe, but you know what I'm saying. Right now, you know, everybody hold their head. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got the knowledge now. You know what I'm saying? So you know, if you want to add on, you know, you got time to see what you want to do or whatever. But you know, yeah, all the things. See, like I said before, we should just, you know, we should just show up and I was there with the doors open. You know what I'm saying? And now, yeah, we gotta take it upon ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And you know, as we grow as a nation, right? The responsibility is gotta spread out amongst us too. You see what I'm saying? Because if we got all of us and then we got one or two people pulling the weight for everybody, then now that's not equality. You understand what I mean? And when those people end up being dictators, then you're gonna want to say something. You see what I'm saying? But you set it up yourself. You know what I mean? But is SW still in the room? Because I want to talk right now. I want to talk right now about this wave that I'm starting to see out there. See, this is why I wanted to have a little video show, so to visually you know, demonstrate what I see as a wave. And this wave has been riding for a minute. But see, the way I explained it to the people who was on the preview last night, right? This is not a precise scientific explanation. But see, a wave is in the water. It's a part of the water, right? But if the water is mad deep, then the wave is in the water, it's underwater, but it's still traveling. And what happens is, as this is the top of the water and this is the bottom, as the water gets closer to the shore and the water is not so deep no more, the wave pops up now and you start seeing it, right? See, I'm starting to see a wave pop up now, right? And I just want to make sure. That everybody here on Random Jewels realizes that the wave started right here. See, it was underwater when it started here. But I'm looking around right now, man, and see, it started a minute ago. But I want y'all to say, man, especially the people, look, because SW was one of the first people on here. 793rd was one of the first people on here. West Coast Wise. Any of the people that was the first smoked out was here early. And right now, I'm looking at the internet, man, and I see Gully TV. Shout out to Gully TV. Shout out to Gully TV. I've watched Gully TV's programs, enjoyed it. But I'm watching Gully TV, and Gully TV pops out with a universal flag on. Like his video comes on, he's sitting there with a universal flag on, G. Mind you, it's the one from Walmart. But wait, that's not what I'm talking about. We not here, we not condemning. I'm just pointing something out. Right? Now, there's a rapper from Brownsville named Saint Laz. Now, I've been known that he's supposed to have the knowledge, but I ain't never seen or heard him building. The other day, I see his link, and he has a brother on there telling a story about Powerful the Great. Powerful that had the store on Fulton over there on Thomas Boyd. Yeah. He's telling a story about him. Then on another day, his link comes up and is telling the story about how he got the knowledge in jail. Oh, you remember that now. Listen, the reason how I seen SW on, the reason how I seen SW on Doggy Diamonds was because I went on there to see this brother named Pete. He's on this app called Clubhouse. And, like I said, when I check out social media, I've already dealt with all the serious stuff. So I watch frivolous, silly stuff. Some stuff is too silly. I don't know what's going on with Kim and Kanye. I don't get into that. You know what I'm saying? But all the stuff. Lil Baby just broke up with his girl. I watch all that. So I happen to be watching this, right? And I come into the room, and on this app, you got thumbnails. When I come into the room, the dude P calls my name. Now the stuff that they talk about in that room was like, look and he said, he was like, yo, I know this dude. So I'm just, man, the stuff you be talking about is not my lane. Like I'm here observing. Yeah. Saying, turns out he does know me. I don't know him. I saw him yesterday on the Doggy Diamond show with I saw him on the Doggy Diamond show with that SW was moderating. I didn't recognize him, unless he changed or maybe the angle or whatever. I didn't recognize him, you know what I'm saying? But he knew me. He mentioned the time and everything. Like I told him one street, he told me to cross street, where it's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like even when he said that at first, it was like, damn, what the fuck do he know me from and shit? You know what I mean? So, everything, it ended up being cool. It wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, oh shit, yeah, I know you, boom, boom. Time passes. The other day, last week, I'm looking at my timeline, and this brother Pete he's engaging on Clubhouse with the guy Whack 100. The guy Whack 100 from the West Coast. So they first talking about some, street shit that's not affiliated with us. When all of a sudden, see how we talking right now? All of a sudden, P pops out and says, and you better watch your mouth when you talk about the nation of gods and earth. Oh, shit. Because that's what I represent.
Wow. That's big.
And then Wax says, he do what he usually do. Like, well, K-Slade told me this, that. And P says, nah, K-Slade didn't tell you that. Because K-Slade got knowledge too. He said, don't get K-Slade lined up. When he says that, Whack 100 says, I know about the universal beatdown. But the guys, the 5%, y'all don't do gang stuff. Y'all not gang bangers. Y'all ain't gang. I know about the universal beatdown, but y'all don't do gang stuff. You can't be blood and be God. You can't serve both of those. This all happened in since we last did the lives. I seen. I'm like, wait. You know what I'm saying? There's something else I'm leaving out. There's something else I'm leaving out.
You know K-Slade had the knowledge.
Yeah.
You know.
I grew up with K-Slade.
There's somebody else.
That's my cousin.
There's somebody else that I'm leaving out here. Right? But then what it did, it started making me look back over the last couple, wait a minute. All of a sudden, Killer Priest. Shout out to Killer Priest. I know Killer Priest. This is my guy. Shout out to Killer Priest. All of a sudden, Killer Priest has a show where he's got these brothers on there. They supposed to be God, and all of a sudden now you want to explore whether our nations need to be changed to flat Earth.
Oh, yeah. I heard Lord Jamon.
We had Lord Jamon. Shout out to Lord Jamon. Give that man his flowers. Give that man his flowers for giving us a meme over here. Hold on. Y'all know how we do. We don't have the other demonstration, but we can demonstrate this right here. How about that? Shout out to Lord Jamon. But Lord Jamon was doing celebrity gossip on Vlad. You was doing celebrity gossip and going back and forth with comedians. Am I right? That's what you was doing.
I can't read that flat earth shit. That shit crazy.
Yo, G. Do any of y'all remember it being this cool to say you were 5% before the Random Jewels channel? I'll wait. Dudes was running the other way. Oh, that's who I'm leaving out. On Doggy Diamonds. There's a brother he brings on the show, right? I don't know if he's a co-host or segment host, whatever it is. His name is Karim Johnson. Shout out to Karim Johnson. Get that man's flowers. I'm not saying that it is to condemn them. I'm just saying these are observations. Right? The story of Karim Johnson, he's from East New York. He was born in the nation. So see, not only do you see people are no longer, it's being cool now to say you God. Say you was God. But listen, it's also now, when you look at these panels, right? See, I seem to recall, and listen, shout out to those brothers. Shout out to the brothers from Gangland in the drug world. But before the Random Jews channel, the experts on all these panels, the panel guests on all these panels, was from Gangland in the drug world. Hey, listen, man. They caught the wave from over here. And listen, shout out. Give them their flowers. Listen, you had, of course, Mecca with the Law School of Mecca channel. You know what I'm saying? You had Supreme Understanding putting their work out there. You had Sunyez. You had Divine Understanding Born. So, let's make sure that we acknowledge that no, the Random Jews channel wasn't necessarily the first channel where the truth was being manifested. But son, that wasn't the wave, son. See, listen, do you remember last week? We had Mr. Crip Jesus. Wow. Come here and build on 120 lessons. This is where the earthquake happened. See, like in that tidal wave they had in Japan at the nuclear pace. See, the tidal wave happened over there, or the death, hell, and destruction. But the earthquake happened in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and nobody detected it until it got over there. So see, when I see the brother Pete, shout out to Pete from Unstricken Mentality, and I see that, like he just said, SW is one of the moderators over there. The wave started right here on Random Jews. Look, the whole channel. See, because like I told y'all before, I told them yesterday. Right now, if we all get up from where we sitting at, right, and go outside and start killing people, they're gonna say that I'm like Charles Manson. You see what I mean? Because whatever it was, what I was saying, right, caused y'all to get up and go outside and kill everybody. But if y'all get up and go outside and teach, then they'll say, I was Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. You understand? Yeah. If y'all get out there and do things to uplift the community.
Right.
So it's the same thing with the Random Jews channel. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going no far than the seeds. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got different kinds of plants. Some of them, they seeds be like in them feathers and shit, where that shit could blow away the fuck over. Otherwise, that seed ain't going that far from the tree, son. Be aware. That's all I gotta say. Listen, as the wave continues to roll on, right? Just make sure you tell people. Started over at Random Jews. Yeah, 777. Eternal Saint. You know, I don't know. Did anyone else notice that? You see, now we don't look like weirdos with capes on and shit. You understand what I'm saying? We don't look like weirdos with capes. You know, we're not Muslim/God pushing the restrictive law. See, that's what I recall happening. That's what I recall being going down when I came on here. I recall them being kind of big. Listen, right or wrong, is there people that was on the internet fucking around, we haven't heard a peep from them? Sister Random Jews channel came in effect. Think about it, G. Think about how many people was bullshitting. We don't know. We won't hear from them no more. So rest assured. See, like I told the brothers yesterday, I'm feeling like George Papard right now. Listen, I'm feeling like George Papard right now. You know why? Because, see, I don't have faith. I got experience. I seen a lot of niggas come. I seen a lot of niggas go. A few times. I seen the wave come from over there. I seen the wave come from over there. I seen the wave come from over there. Difference between me and everybody else, I know who's causing all this to happen. It's us. It's not the times. It's not the people. It's not the money. It's us. And I know how this thing gets started. You go outside and you start building on the stuff that you know. And then watch it. See, for those people who, you know, you just seen it one time. You was in the Wu-Tang era. You thinking that can't happen again. Nah, my man. That wasn't even a big wave like that. That was nothing in comparison to the wave I came in with. Wu-Tang didn't put standing room only. You couldn't even go in the show and prove and stay in there more than about 45 minutes. That's how packed it was and how much heat it was. Babies used to have to go outside and just get fanned and everybody was overheating. Y'all ain't get busy like that. If y'all, you know, see now that it's getting it's popularizing on there, right? Now we're gonna see if y'all in the street. Because see, as it starts to become more and more popular, right, on those sites, whether this site get big or not, it don't matter. Once those people start to come to more and more prominence, and they start to affect people a little bit, right? If y'all out there being the real deal thing, well, you might just say something, right? And the dude be like, yo, that sounds like something I heard that dude P talking about. Yo, you involved with that? Yo, what's the deal with that? How you, what's... Got him. You see, if y'all bullshitting and y'all going out there blending in with the 85s, then this should just be a little bump and then it go away. But the people that know the real deal, like I said with the other shit, the greatest protection against fakes is the real. So, I'm watching y'all. I'm watching y'all. Listen, we got this. We got this, man. Smoked Out said, I think there's been a resurgence in certain coaches. I'm seeing certain teams popping up now that were quiet for a minute, saying, yeah. People, you know, some of that is you got to look at and you know, I don't, you know, that's their way of life or whatever, you know, I don't want, but, you know, you starting to see, like, the cycle is complete. You know what I'm saying? Like, something could come out and it could be new and people would be caught up, but eventually people start seeing what the wages of that sin is. You know what I'm saying? And the new people start saying, nah, I'm not fucking with that. You see what I mean? Crack was like that. Where if you was born between like 1968 and like 1975, smoking crack is really, you saw too much drugs as a child. Like, this is not something to experiment with. I experiment with drugs. I know what the fuck they do. I was born in the lab. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to try that. I know it does. You understand what I'm saying? So over time, the wages of that sin became known. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of coaches, right, where people are seeing now that I wasn't no future in that. Now they looking back. Remember that movie? What was that movie? The nigga said, remember when we used to be young guys? Yeah. So just, you know, keep that in mind, you know, as y'all go throughout y'all endeavors and everything, you know what I'm saying? That, yeah, we did it right here. You know, we just gotta keep doing what we was doing. Because every time, I don't have to figure nothing. I don't have to figure it. Because I know what supreme mathematics do. There's a difference between faith and knowledge. You never seen the shit they put in the Bible. You just got faith in God, nigga. See, like I said, that's the difference with me over here. I walk with the people. See, when you see the list right there where they said the first 9 born, I walk with a couple of them. I'm in the book, I'm in the story. See what I'm saying? I know what really happened from the day one. They can't tell me no nigga floated up and transfigured and what you call it? Because I actually roll with the people. So that's why a person can Sham Guy King said the Gully TV kicked me off his channel the night he was on live with the crown on. Told him he always claimed Muslim. Indeed. Now listen.
Peace.
Now, peace. If you want to deal with the flip side of it, yeah, that is the flip side of this. Is that as we address these people, that's why I said, listen, what we got to do is be the real. What we got to do is be the real. Because here's what you're going to notice about these people. I'm going to give you a sign. I'm going to give you not a sign, you know, something to observe, right? where you can start separating the real from the fake. See, one thing about these people is they'll say, I'm this, right? They'll say I'm this, right? But then, you don't recognize any of what we are. You don't recognize that our mathematics go from knowledge to born. You think it stops at a limited amount of knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? So, you don't have the culture. I don't know what JoJo Capone got to do with this. But, yeah, I seen St. Laz, I already brought him up. But this is what you're going to notice about these people, right? Is that these people will recognize the rules of every other culture. Like, you'll get on YouTube and you'll observe the YouTube rules. You won't cross those fucking rules that stop you from getting paid. You go to your job and follow the rules. You'll follow gang politics. You'll follow jail politics, street politics. But when the guys say, what's today's mathematics? Oh, we fucked up. Oh, niggas just trying to check on me. See, listen, man. Can you be American and not recognize Washington, D.C. or the founding documents of this nation? Not recognize that this is the law of the land? Like, can you be a gangster disciple and not recognize Chicago? Can you do that? Can you be, Blood or Crip and not recognize Compton and South Central? See, that's when you know that this person is fake, because they'll tell you, no, I don't observe any of the culture, right? So then when you say, oh, well, yeah, you not this. Oh, no, I'm the guy, man. I love the law, mathematics. I'm all about the lessons. Wait. A minute ago when I asked you the lessons, you said I just did that for some bullshit. Scrams, I don't know y'all from playing ball. Y'all not from my projects. I don't see y'all at the laundromat. I know y'all from having this knowledge. If you break the bond of that, these are going to be the signs that you start to see from these people. See, you're going to start to see niggas like Gully TV. And let me not say niggas like Gully TV. Let me not even, you know what I mean? But you're going to start to see people, right, talking about what they did for us. That's what you're going to start to see people saying, well, yeah, I put this on my channel and I have 800,000 viewers, so, I did all this, and somebody contacted me and said, peace God, so I'm saving lives. That's what they're going to say. See, they're going to try to use this knowledge and their teachings, right, to be the 30%. See, you understand, a lot of these niggas is the 30%. They not the, oh, no, my bad. What I said. A lot of these motherfuckers is the 70%. Yeah, they satisfied and they got the knowledge, but they holding the wisdom over everybody else's head. So those would be the people that you see. See, quiet as kept, you want to know a characteristic of the brothers that you constantly hear their names? I'm talking about the Sahims, the Jakis, the Princes, the brothers that you hear the brothers in my generation express the most love for, is they didn't do that. They rapport with the young is why you hear their name so much. And other people who, you know, they wasn't as fluent with the wisdom for whatever reason, whether they did it on purpose or through inability or whatever the case may be, they didn't bear no fruit. So these is going to be all the signs that you see, because these people haven't been living out mathematics. So they're not going to have things that the mathematics did for them. These are the differences. That as you go around, you greet people, some of these people, yeah, you gotta just, word, yeah, all right, peace, keep moving. And I ain't even give you. See, some of these people, that's where you got to get to that fine line, where you realize that in that degree, who is the 5%? Because all these people that you're talking about, they're only 5% according to that degree. But in that degree, it doesn't tell you that a 5% is a true and living God. It tells you that he teaches who is a true and living God. And that's why otherwise can still be 5%. My pet peeve right now, I see, is cats on IG with righteous name and wearing a cross. Listen, y'all, all this is what happened, G. Just like y'all seen Cake Man, Wayne, and the rest of these cats disappear, right? When somebody from their generation showed up, y'all gonna have to do that in y'all generation. You know, and not just generations, but in the places where y'all at. People is observing. Who knows with these people? But you know something? We gotta take another quick break right now. You turn the beat up. We're gonna turn the beat up. Smoke Dowd said we the only people that put Allah in our name. We're starting to have copycatters on that too. We're starting to have copycatters on that too. You know what I'm saying? The link, well, I still got to work that out. I don't know how to use, like when I'm using the new technology, I haven't figured out how to bring guests on with the new technology. That's actually, so yeah, I got to figure that out. I think it got something to do with this here. Yeah, I can't call it. But I'm gonna figure that out. I think I gotta. I got a whole bunch of stuff I gotta do, but we'll deal with that later. But let me make this quick run. I'll be back in 10 minutes. So yeah, you know, we got ahead. We catch back up. Seven eight there said the interwebs is a special place. You know, I was just, oh man, SW, you missed it. You missed the segment, man. We was just talking about you, man. I was, we was just adding on to how, I think we over here at Random Jewels, like you said, 793rd here, the interwebs is a special place. I think we, over here at Random Jewels, we handed the internet its first defeat. Generally speaking, when something's out there on the internet, it's difficult to overcome it. But you some things you can look at, like for instance, when's the last time, what is Melchizedek's numbers looking like right now? What's Melchizedek's numbers looking like? Because when we first started the Random Jewels channel, it was probably good, what would y'all say, maybe 30% of the people that was coming on the page had the supreme wisdom from Melchizedek. Maybe it should be almost every day. People used to come in, mention they got the lessons. I go right for the jugular. Where's your power degree in the 1 to 10 say? Does it have land and water in it? It's not ours. It's been a minute. Shaheem, yeah, he's another individual. But see, like I said,
He's good. You didn't see $100 on the floor, did you?
You know what I'm saying? It's something that people will be seeing over time. You know what I'm saying? As the reality comes out, I don't think it's, I mean, I hate to brag, but I'm really good at it. But yeah, SW, we was pointing out how the wave of people right now, including Doggy Diamonds bringing P on the channel, you know what I'm saying? And him having that other brother that he brings on as like a co-host or a panel guest or whatever, Kareem Johnson, you know what I'm saying, who points out that his history is that he was born in a nation, you know what I'm saying, Gully TV wearing a universal flag now, even many people who, we've known about them supposed to have the knowledge for years, St. Lads, etc., etc. And also, like we were saying, there's some other people that was doing celebrity gossip and beefing with other celebrities. That was what they was doing. And the people who was saying they was 5% was, wearing capes, pushing the restrictive law, teaching that we was Muslims. And now you see everybody even those that don't actually really have the knowledge, you see them now popping out to say they this. We made it fashionable. It's cool now. See, right before we started the Random Jewels channel, the experts on every panel was from gangland in the drug world. So like I said, as I'm seeing this wave going, I see, oh shit, he brought P on the what's the name, and then I saw you in the what's the name moderating. It's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, see, this wave is starting to crest. Starting to crest. You know what I'm saying? And right now, what you're seeing is a lot of people. Remember, see, some of y'all smoked out, you probably won't remember this, right? But, 793rd, you'll remember this one. So you got a lot of cats right now that want to ride the wave with the big kahuna. Shame that I can't say as I get older and seasoned in my mathematics, I realize that a lot of brothers and even people we looked up to early years don't understand Allah's teaching. Say that again. Say that 3 or 4 more times. World be free. What you said, a Muslim could spit that back to you as word as well. What is it that a Muslim could spit back to me? Words at J Electronica. I've been on here 2 hours, and I'm just catching up in the comments, so I'm not sure what I said that. But you said a word to J Electronica. I mean, I've already asked the question. Where's Wayne? Like I'm speaking of observations. What is it that you observe, World Be Free? Let's give World Be Free his flowers. Samurai King said, anybody see the guy being interviewed on Talib Kweli's podcast that helped Fat Farm? I never heard of him. Now, I didn't see the interview, but you're probably talking about Ali Ashit. Yes, that's the guy. I know the guy from back in the time. And yes, he knew his lessons. I seen him the last time I seen him was at Jackie's memorial. But yeah, I know the guy. I remember when he was talking about that, when he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I'm down with this new thing with Russell Simmons and we designing clothes and shit. But at the time I was like, yeah, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, it popped off. Yeah, I know. God was one of the people that used to come up to 125th Street. Like back when I first had the class, you know what I'm saying? We still was young guys. So brothers came, you know, we used to come down. I used to do the class, but you know, in that time, especially in the summertime, 125th Street never used to close. Like it used to just be jam packed. It was like a party. It was like a party out there every night. So in the nighttime, I used to bring the speakers out to the front of the school, blasting music and shit. And brothers used to come from the Peon, from Medina, the desert, everywhere. And we used to just be right here in front of the schools. Like, you know, this was like another, you know, if you know when you out there, you know, it could be anything. It could be a certain you know, block where it's just a person house where that person is cool or whatever, everybody's over there. This was like one of those places at that time. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, AllahChrist was one of the brothers that used to come up. Apex said they want to ride the wave, but what about when it's a situation you have to go through love, hella right? Yeah, that's when you start hearing them say they used to be God. Exactly. And see, for some of them, the love, hella right, the death, hella destruction comes when somebody just asks them today's mathematics. What happened to world be free? And one thing, man, I don't like these half-ass haters that I be having on this channel. Did this nigga even click down, thumbs down? You ain't clicking thumbs down, man. Do not come on here and hate on my page, man. Be for real, man. People thought it was over, where we don't teach that at all at Allah School of Mecca, until people really saw that people that got the knowledge around my time really paid attention to that. Yeah. And that's what I'm telling you that y'all are going to do, right? When y'all go out there and be the real, you understand what I mean, amongst the fake, wherever it is that you at. You understand what I'm saying? People want to see, like, oh, wait a minute. This is, you know, it could be anything. Like cats is that's that commercial. That's that commercial, son. As soon as they get the real shit, they know what it is. Mark 125, yeah. In those times in Mark 125, I mean, yeah, the whole 125th Street was different at that time. You know what I'm saying? But you know, at that time, literally, when people went home, when people started going home, the first stores was already opening up. King Me said, I met the guy's mother. Oh, AllahChrist? Yeah. Yeah, smoke down big time now. You know, I got my own meaning. You know, you don't get that for nothing. you don't just come by that by chance. Bilal, you talking about the principal Bilal, King Islam. Not off the top of my head, I don't recall that name. Well, I didn't even hear that one. Jay Electronica and Hove were great wave riders until they made it clear who they were with when the cat said it was Rock Nation of Islam on his last. Oh man, poor Elijah. Yeah, I remember when Bilal was going out there. But yeah, though, we at that time, this was a good class. Is Infinite still in here? We probably want to get an excerpt of that history that I read. We want to get that probably on at least an excerpt of that on Inf channel, so that that could be checked out. You know what I mean? But other than that, yeah, we had a full class. We did the Peon report. You know what I mean? We dropped some history on log. You know what I mean? And I just showed y'all, what the power of this mathematics could do. And you just use it the way they tell you to use it. You use it in the way that this culture has determined and demonstrated is right and exact. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, we got any last questions? Any suggestions for tomorrow's show? You know what I'm saying? We also gonna be introducing a couple of new segments here on the Random Jews channel. We're going to be introducing a couple of new segments dealing with current events. We had a couple of topics that we discussed that's going to be amongst the first shows, you know what I'm saying? Of course, on those shows, we're going to have, one of the things I want to do is have guests from different locations, come on and speak on whatever is the current events, you know what I mean? Like some of the things I was bringing up yesterday, some things that happened, not far from where certain people live, and they was like, yeah, I didn't even know that happened. So, we had some questions like, is the water in Flint, Michigan fixed yet? You know what I mean? Because, we have these stories and issues that affect us, and a lot of times they get swept under the rug, you know what I mean? The next news story comes up, and if it's not fixed, like, what's the issue, you know what I mean? Because then you gotta ask yourself, like, how much money you spent in Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan and in Syria and now, you know what I'm saying, Ukraine or whatever, like, what's the cake that you need, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, you could give, all of these big corporations, you know what I'm saying, all this loot, is that the issue? You know, y'all telling us that money is the issue or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had another question about dealing with the presidential election, right? If they was to start the campaign for the election today, right? The two front runners would be Trump and Biden. You understand what I'm saying? So if they just gonna run it back, you know what I'm saying? And last time, you know, it's like we already saw what the choice was of, you know what I'm saying, trying to pick through this evil, and we seen that that was a lose-lose situation now. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything we could do to give us possibly another choice by 2024? And if not by 2024, I win.
Yeah.
Because see, this is what everybody else is doing. They sitting back and grooming the future. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had another topic we was going to explore about, you know, y'all know here in New York, we got a new mayor. And, you know, that was pretty much an international case. So I'm sure everybody knows that, you know, we had the stop and frisk unit here was outlawed a couple years ago. So new mayor Eric Adams, black man from Brownsville, he's bringing the Jump Out Boys back. And he had a news conference the other day, I was reading in the Post, where he said that people filming the police is creating a dangerous situation, and he's going to bring it to an end. So just on the tip of saying that, listen, you know, can't jump out the window yet. Gotta give you a chance to see how you're going to do it. But the beginning of these policies that you're starting to institute, it don't sound right. It's, you know, see, because that's the thing, we have to stop waiting. You know, we got to stop waiting until November 5th to start saying, yo, look, we don't like these two choices for the president. You know what I mean? So, you know, what are those things, you know, what are those things in every different community? You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, you know, out in LA, I recently read about a guy that he died in police custody, right? They was wrestling with him, trying to stick a needle in him or something, and he was telling them that I can't breathe. And he passed away about 2 months before the George Floyd incident. And then I was reading about a girl out in Kenosha, Wisconsin, in the same place where they had those protests with the Kyle Rittenhouse guy. And she got into a fight in school, and they had I guess an off-duty officer working at the school, and he came in and put her in the George Floyd, you know, put his knee in the back of her neck, arrested her, dragged her out to school. So when we see, you know, are there any statistics on that? Like, okay, because see, for instance, I know for a fact there was at least 2 situations in New York where chokeholds that was determined to be illegal was used. So how is it working out? You know what I'm saying? Is it really, you know, is the law being, you know, skirted through whatever loopholes or whatever, and it's still people out there getting choked out? So we're gonna start introducing some of those topics, you know, into the random Jews, you know what I'm saying? You know, because a lot of times people, they can't understand everything we say. You know what I'm saying? If they don't know the lessons, if they don't know the people we talking about or whatever, they don't understand what we're saying. You know what I mean? So we have to deal with what's going on around everybody, that everybody can see and hear and understand. Something like that, crazy. You know what I'm saying? Could sending weapons to Ukraine be considered an act of war? It seems like if Putin wanted to tip, he would have a good reason to. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, like I said, I haven't been that involved with it, you know, knowing the whole history of it, but, you know, I did get a chance to read some of the Russian propaganda. Let's just call it all propaganda right now. You know what I mean? Whatever they're putting on the news in America, what it's about, whatever they put on the news in Russia, whatever it's about. Let's just call it all propaganda right now. So their side of the propaganda is basically what you said. That listen, you know, we had to fold in 1989. Like, we removed our troops from places, and then you came and put bombs there. Like, every you know, time we take a step back, you take a step toward us. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know, you just took a step, like, onto our doorstep. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if we came to Cuba like that, if we came to Puerto Rico like that, if we came to Mexico like that, how would it look? You know, battery going down, so you know we gotta be out now. Like I said, I wouldn't say it's an act of war, but you know, it's very aggressive. You know, when you put Ukraine in NATO and say, you know, because now that basically gives a guarantee that, you know, America's going to take the fade for them. So, you know, and then on the other side, you know, I guess there's, you know, there's all these different things. There's, you know, Russia being aggressive against Ukraine. I think they say Ukraine is being aggressive against Crimea. I can't get to the bottom of it myself, you know, and I'm not interested enough. Who compared themselves to the Honorable Mayor Lindsay? Who you say compared themselves to the Honorable Mayor John V. Lindsay? I know one thing, they better take it back. Adams compared himself to the Honorable John V. Lindsay? Nigga, you police. Nigga, you could never be Lindsay, man. What you talking about? Police. What? You know what I'm saying? It's been a couple of times when I had to tell people, man, cut it out, son. Don't you ever in your life compare yourself to the Honorable John V. Lindsay, 5% extraordinaire. I hear people saying that when they want to get all loose with the flag. Well, Allah gave John Lindsay a flag. Nigga. You know John Lindsay. You stop it. Stop it. One King said these Democrats that run our cities are something else. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we gotta start being on their ass like we be on, you know, niggas across the street. You know, if they on the other side of a line, whatever makes that line. You know what I mean? Whether it's a color, whether it's a beef, whether it's whatever. You know, this is a zone. We go to this school, y'all go to that school. Whatever creates that line, we ready to cross that line quick. And this line right here, what I'm talking about, you ain't crushed it, ain't, it's not about a physical death. Shakim said we must pay attention to voting certain judges in individual states out. They mean it's no good. Now, that is some high-powered, when people say, your local politics and how you can have a very big impact or a bigger impact in local politics than you, the judges is one of the main, those is one of the main places where you can impact a lot. Definitely the judges, the district attorneys, you know what I mean? Just looking at the systems, or the parts of the system that we interact with the most, or that interact with us the most. You understand what I mean? Whatever these cats we having problems with, yeah, we gotta start looking at that. And yeah, the judges, you know what I mean? And, in New York, like who gets elected and who gets appointed and shit, it'd be different in different states and different municipalities. So, you know what I mean? Depending on who it is you could vote for, but in certain states, it'd be a lot of motherfuckers in the local government that people could have the power to you know what I mean, affect that. You know what I mean? And it's not, it's a local thing, so it's the people right around here can do it. But yeah, that's a good topic that we need to remind me of that topic. We need to hit that. Somebody said he may need to read the Mayor's Man to properly educate himself. 793rd is going in tonight, man. 793rd always going. He's going. Oh, man. Right. Complete said judges affect the definition of the law. Yeah, because they the ultimate people that's like interpreting it and everything. You know what I'm saying? And then especially because the way they rule, it set a certain precedence. You know what I mean? That now we keep going. You know what I mean? You gotta go by that now. You know what I mean? Like somebody said, yo, Dred Scott, this is the precedence right here, and then that's what it was for like 100. How long that was? No, it was more than 100 years. Cause Dred Scott, what's Dred Scott, like 1851? I keep forgetting we on the internet. Hmm. 1857. Hey, look, I was right about the wave. I could be wrong about that. I was right about the wave. Right, see now 730, 793, he's saying police chiefs and judges. See now in New York, we can't vote for the police chief. They appointed. But that's what I'm saying, is that just having the knowledge of the politics and what you can affect, you understand what I'm saying? We don't even be having that knowledge a lot of times. So that's going to be another segment. We're looking for names. We're looking for a name. We don't have a name yet for that segment that we're going to be exploring. We don't want to, I don't know, we don't want to make that the Peon report. Peon report is a little more, that's internal. But anybody got any suggestions? If you got any suggestions, put it in the comments of this video. Like, after, we comment right here. This is the live chat. But the comments, even after this goes off, if y'all could think of a name for us to call that new segment where we deal with those type of current events and what we can do about them, drop a line on me about that. BC Rum said downtown in St. Louis, the building that happened and is still there, that building that resembles the Capitol building. Oh, wow, that, at first you was throwing me off, that you saying the actual building that the Dred Scott decision occurred in is still existing in St. Louis. So my next question is it still in use? Like, is it, has it been made a museum? And, is this like kind of like city history, or is this just stuff that the black people that's hip know? Oh, it's right in front of the arch? See, I've never stopped in St. Louis. I've driven through St. Louis. So I don't know how, I always think about the story of Boss Tweed. If things were still like that, you could come up quick. But, I don't know if you're just talking about him as an individual, you know what I mean? Or if you're talking about kind of what he represented in the political and economic rise of the Irish in New York City. Matters in motion. Yeah, we should put it in the comment section though, because as soon as I get home, I'm about to turn the app on, start listening to Whack 100, and not even recall. I gotta go back in and find out what's going on with Tory and Megan. I don't know. I gotta know, man. I gotta know. Lied on that man or not. So you could take a tour there to the courthouse. So when you take the tour, do they tell you about the Dred Scott decision, or they sweep that under the rug? Oh, so it's history of St. Louis. When you go in there, they tell you this is the place where the Dred Scott decision happened. I wonder how they feel, like if they had, like say it was a tour, right? And everybody in this particular tour group was black. Like would they be confident just coming out and saying that? Or the people that give the tours, are they black? You see, that might change my, like say if I was just on a tour and I walked in and somebody just said something, that might change my we might have to change the soundtrack. So they made a museum. They made a museum out of this place. So this is the draw. Okay, now look. How much you got to pay to get it? bus ride in the airport to the hotel was a black man, and he shared a lot of history. Yeah, they actually, it wasn't until the Michael Brown situation that I learned a lot of things about St. Louis. That St. Louis was the last place in America that it was slavery, you know, and a couple of other things. But it's a field trip at most schools. Hey man, you know, like I said, they got heart. That's the kind of thing that probably pissed me off. So it's free, you could just go in there. Nah, see, that's what I'm saying. Now, if they charging people, where's the money going to? They can't just charge people. They can't just charge people and then not tell us where the money's going. It's going to the rich slaves. Yeah, I don't like that. You gotta go in by appointment. It'd be that packed. Like, you ever seen one of these shows where a person gets introduced to a descendant of their slave masters, or a descendant, like they get introduced to a descendant, right, of somebody who was the slave master of your ancestor. Just a little FYI. Just a little FYI. If you're from the family of people that enslaved my ancestors, and you find out about me, do not, for your own safety, do not get in touch with me. Don't contact me. Don't try to apologize. If you don't got my money, don't contact me. You're welcome. It's a little public service announcement. But we got that prospective name. What you said? Matters in Motion. Matters in Motion. Yeah, 1857. We looked it up already. You late to the game, man. But we got Matters in Motion, you know, as a possible name for the new segment on current events and what we could do about them. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know, do we have any questions here? You know, I'm sure that a lot of people is probably interested to look at the replay of this video to see, you know, to go back over, you know, some of that history of Allah that we covered. You know what I'm saying? And by no means, you know, for y'all to think that this is 100% everything and that there's no people that you could go out there and build with that can give you some more details of what's going on, you know what I'm saying, or what happened. But, you know, we gave, you know, something very definitive for people who might not have known before, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm going to give y'all a chance to do that, you know, those that, you go back and check, you see that, we had some patients today at the G building. We had, we need to give out a couple dosages. We need to give out a couple of dosages, but we got everything down pat. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I don't know. How'd y'all like the soundtrack, the background soundtrack? I threw it together really quick. We're gonna fine tune it and adjust it. Add some, take some away. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can tell I love the organ. Because I'm on here speaking church. That's what I was thinking. Let me put all these organ ones on there so they can know I'm speaking church. But let me know about those, whether y'all like those or not. We can adjust our soundtrack. We can adjust our soundtrack accordingly, and we can curate our playlist here. But you said this here, it's called the Old St. Louis County Courthouse. It's a part of the Gateway National Park. Oh, so you mean we paying them to tell us? We're paying them to tell us that they enslaved us? I just don't like it. They gotta listen, man. I look at it regularly. I don't look at it in a vacuum. Scrams, where's that bread, man? I don't want to hear this shit about where's that bread, right? I don't need you to tell me about Dred Scott's decision. I need that bread out you, man. That's how we would do if it was our personal life. But because it's on the news, we act different. Go figure. So, of course, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this one, it'll probably be interesting. This one will probably be interesting to a lot of people, especially with the history of the law. Like I said, shout out to Allah Justice, the Law of Mathematics, in the Office of Cultural Management. You know what I'm saying? So, make sure if you made it this far, like this one, you know what I mean, and share it out on your other pages. Let people know that the history of the law is included in that. In fact, I'm going to put this in the title right here. know what? Maybe we'll put this like that. We probably gonna have to end up breaking this into segments. Even though I say that every time, I don't have time. We'll put this up here so people can see that. So yeah, we put History of Allah in the title now, so when y'all repost it, people will be able to have a little bit better idea of what's in there. You know what I mean? Other than that, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna switch back. We're gonna how we gonna do this here? We're going to go ahead right now and flip to our regular outro on the way out. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody. Like I said, do the each one, teach one. Hit the like button. Share it on your pages. We'll be back in effect tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start the brother off on his knowledge degree in the 1 to 10. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if y'all have been paying attention. If y'all have been paying attention to, you know, the way that, you know, I've been teaching that brother. You know, maybe we'll get some of the other people back that came in. You know, we'll demonstrate how we teach them as well. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to go ahead and throw on the outro for y'all. And sign off from the G building. Actually, yeah, God Cyber Divine, this is a good one. You're going to want to check this one out. You know what I mean? This is one, you know, you probably want to watch this one with the seeds and all of that, you know, because, you know, we dealt with the history of Allah today. That's the first time we did that. That's actually quite, kind of, I don't know why no one reminded me of that. I guess y'all all know a lot like that. But at any rate,